People. Que pasa, suck, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. The title of this video is called Guns, DRUGS, and Dancehall and People. It is appropriately named. Now, over the weekend, there was a party in a place called Hague District that is in Trelawny. It is said that that party was interrupted, illegal party beat, by a joint military team, meaning JCF, JDF. After the smoke cleared, 3 young men lost their life. The P0L found 3 illegal guns and 17 rounds of ammunition, a portion of DRUGS, and also several persons, including some minors, were arrested, taken to the children advocacy place, turned over to their guardians or parents. Now, when that incident occurred, there was a mother and a grandmother of a young man that lost his life. O'Shane Surgeon was his name. They were saying that, listen, the boy innocent, he is soft-spoken, he is well manageable. So therefore, him not get no trouble. Them not know of him being any sorts of gang member. However, since then, the P0L says that he is a part of the Stinger gang. Stinger gang operates in that same area, Hague in a Trelawny. So therefore, he was no innocent bystander. So people, I just show you the conflict between what parents say sometime, what residents say sometime, and the P0L. It is always polar opposites. Now people, the P0L have come upon some information, unraveled why this party was kept. And it seems as if this party was kept as some sort of recruitment campaign for gangs in the era. So pretty much a draft. There were tents there with all sorts of graffiti with the names of the gangs that were there. Almost 6 gangs. However, 2 specific gangs, they are called One Voice and also Stinger, in which 3 of those members from Stinger lost their life. So people, I want you to take a listen, take a look at what the DSP, Mr. Milton from the era, has to say, and also what Stephanie Lindsay, head of communication for the JCF, has to say, and then I'll give my piece.
Among them, we saw one sin, which we theorize were the designated area for the One Voice gang and the Sinners gang, both operating out of Hague Segment. This is of particular concern to us because these 2 criminal factions were rival groupings and were consistently in conflict. There were several graffiti painted across the venue indicating this. We are particularly concerned about this fact. Consequently, we are appealing to parents and guardians within the parish to ensure that you know where your children or your wards are, particularly at night. This was an event where a number of youngsters who were heavily armed were attending. An event where vulgarity, alcohol, and drugs were consumed.
I got the impression when I speak with the local police officers that had it not been for this party, they wouldn't know the level of gang organization. So it provided them with an opportunity. What caught their attention, all the papers were laid out and how they had the different gang members, their banners with their names and branding on each tent, outlining who goes where. There were also some other tents that were set aside like for VIP for a certain level of criminals. So it was very evident that it was against the party.
Have the police seen anything like this before?
It's the first time, based on what I know, it's the first time they have seen such a party. There have been instances where you know that these are different persons from criminal nature coming together to organize events. But I think in terms of the branding and all of that, it is the first time I'm hearing about one. I need to speak with the investigators because sometimes they may not charge the minor criminally, but they may look at the parents and the guardians too to see what kind of supervision they are providing for these minors so that they allow them to be at a place like that. So I didn't get a direct feedback as to how they are treating these, but I know that usually they look at the minors and to see if there's a role for our other partners, CCFSA and other partners in this matter, and how they focus on the parents and guardians for these.
Now people, you heard what both Popo say. Pretty much this was some sort of draft. This was some sort of advertising campaign to recruit gang members to the gangs that are in Trelawny and adjoining areas. At least 6 tents representing 6 different gangs with their graffiti or their name indicating who is who, which sect them represents. And people, most importantly, 2 of those gangs that were there were the Stingers and the One Voice. Those gangs are said to be rival. However, it seems as if they've realized that, listen, unity is strength. So therefore, if these 2 powerful gangs come together as one, they can achieve their objective, which is creating mayhem, catastrophe in Trelawny and its adjoining communities. So people, don't you see, even the criminals are joining together. And remember, these are criminals based on what the Popo said, that are bitter rivals, that are going at each other's neck for a couple of years. However, what them realize, listen, enough money is there for all of us. So therefore, if we, as 2 rival gangs, can be an example for other gangs, what a beautiful criminal enterprise and criminal world Jamaica will become. It's as if Jamaica needs a next black eye. However, people, what it shows that these criminals in Jamaica, they act as if they operate with impunity. There is no sort of resistance. They act as if the Popo is non-existent. However, people, that would be a fatal error. They underestimated the Popo and overestimated themselves. And people, we saw exactly what happened. Now, based on what the Popo is saying, they never seen nothing like this. In the history of Jamaica, gangs are always going back and forth at it, playing tit for tat, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. However, when the people put together them session, them recruitment campaign, and them have them tent, them have VIP, them have everybody having choices in which gang they want to represent, which gang they want to join. People, it tells you that these new generation of youths, when it comes to peer pressure, it is not even peer pressure. They are just easily influenced. Their mind is so warped. They are looking for the easiest way out. And even the gangs psychologically realize, listen, these people need a home. These people need love and affection. So therefore, if we can give them what they are looking for, what they cannot find at home, meaning parental guidance, then we would have won the AR. And pretty much Jamaica is going to be a worser place based solely just on this. However, people, the good thing is that obviously we see the JCF, the JDF, CTAC is monitoring social media. They have their ears on the street because people, can you imagine what would have happened had this party been able to fulfill its objective and recruit all of these wayward youths in Trelawny all over Jamaica. People, it is not as if Jamaica is not already a bad place. Just imagine if it even gets worse, which it will. However, whatever the JCF can do for pretty much slow down or stop the leak, it is better for Jamaica. Hopefully, one day we will get a hold of this crime situation. However, people, again, this is very disturbing news. However, in everything bad, there is something good. They lost 3 members. They took 3 fire pieces off of the road and 17 rounds of ammunition. They took into custody a couple of minors. So people, maybe this is something major. Point blank and period. Now the next thing that is popping in the news is an update and some clarification about something that I spoke about yesterday. I am speaking about the early release of one Flippa Mafia, Andre Davis. Now it seems as if either people don't have proper comprehension skills or there was some sort of disconnect, misunderstanding. When I spoke, I said, I find it very strange that he does not have green card. There are several incidents in which he was sent back to Jamaica. So therefore, usually, that is a complete block of getting any sorts of residency in America. Unless you render assistance. That is the only way. So, that is an exceptional circumstance. However, I realize that a lot of people, I don't know if it is their emotion, so therefore them think with them heart instead of thinking with their brain and thinking logically. So I am going to address some of the things that I heard persons are saying. Some people are saying, listen, the man have family out there, and yeah, I understand that. And his family has been away from the mother and the father for years. So therefore, sometimes the government is sympathetic. People, I live in America for decades. The last thing that you'll hear in any court, whenever anybody is convicted of any crime, is the prosecution, the DA or the judge ask any of these convicted felons, what type of arrangement was made for your children? What type of arrangement was left for your wife or house? How are they going to live? So in other words, that question is never brought up because they don't give a DAMN. And next thing me hear people are say, well, him go school and him get him degree and him get him bachelor. So therefore, they see that he is rehabilitated. So therefore, let me clear this up once again. Whenever you are an alien, not a citizen of America, and even worse, whenever you are considered an illegal alien that has committed a criminal act, they do not care. They don't make any sorts of exception for you unless it is unusual circumstance, meaning that you're giving assistance to the government, the feds, the state. That is the only way. So therefore, if you go to America and you go on a visa, or you go there illegally, or you have a green card, if you get in any sorts of trouble, since 1996, that rule has changed. Once you violate that green card, you are going to face deportation proceedings. If that drugs is minimal, maybe as a legal alien green card holder, you might stand a chance. However, if that drugs exceed a certain amount of grams or dollar worth. In the case of Flippa Mafia, it was 960,000, almost $1 million US. The next thing, because the man I make money, so therefore a jealousy, a bad mind. People, I'm going to tell you something. Me live as a free man. Me have the ability to go wherever I want to go. I have never worried about a next man's pocket, a next man's ability, because I am not taking the risk that man is taking. So therefore, if I want to live that man's life, I cannot just live the monetary part. Me have to live the fact that him get locked up for 9 years. Me have to live the fact that him have to look behind him back to save the feds or the state or the opposition or come for him. Me have to live with the fact that me have to wonder if people are label me as a talker, a singing bird, a snitch. So therefore, me can't just pick and choose whichever part me like. Me have to take the good with the bad. So therefore, that argument is illogical. It makes absolutely no sorts of sense. Now, what I've also realized, which is kind of disturbing, however, me know the facts. Jamaican people want you to tell them what they want to hear. You have the authentic, real people who support you. However, majority of Jamaicans, them like you to tell them what them want to hear. Otherwise, them are going to hate you. Otherwise, yo, that brother, you're an idiot, you know. People, let me tell you something. I realize with this YouTube thing, you have channels that pretty much them a sell a Eskimo ice. Them know what the people them want to hear. Them want to fool the people them and tell the people them exactly what they want to hear, because that is what gives them the stiffy. So therefore, them telling all sorts of cock and bull and Nancy story, which sounds good, and because them know say, sure, more than likely, them people are not going to check for the facts, and even after them realize say, a lie me I tell, it's too late, me done already get the YouTube money. So therefore, we call those bloggers the Nostradamus. They make all sorts of prediction, and when they are right, it is just coincidental. So people, me just say, I understand that I have a niche amount of supporter, meaning people will actually like and believe in a facts. However, it seems as if social media, most persons, especially Jamaicans, nobody like the truth when the lie is more entertaining. People like over-sensationalization, them like exaggeration. However, people, me build my channel on credit. Me build my channel on credibility, my reputation, and people, that is what I am going to stick to. So therefore, however long it takes for me to make it to wherever I need to make it, which I don't even know where that is, me just do my thing, me just do my work. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate news, straight to the point, no beating around the bush, no sorts of gimmicks, no over-sensationalization, no exaggeration, just the truth, unadulterated truth. Please to show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes this video to like-minded, sensible people like yourself. And people, remember, very important, whenever you see people throwing darts at you, it is because they fear you. They realize your talent. They realize within themselves that their ceiling is pretty much in the cellar, in the depths of hell. However, when them look on you, which is exactly what they want to be, however, they don't have that skill set. They realize that your ceiling is in the stratosphere. So therefore, in order for them to keep up, them have to bring you down. So therefore, them lie and spread all type of propaganda. I am sure you know a few people like that on YouTube. Bless up.